Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
Two former Oxford school board members set to speak out tomorrow about the Oxford school shooting. We've learned former board president Tom Donnelly and former treasurer Corey Bailey spent today talking with the families of those most impacted by the tragedy, revealing details they say they've been unable to disclose until now. Both men resigned from the board in September. Their attorney shedding light on why both resigned from the board and why they are coming forward now. Our Victor Williams brings us that report.
Well, this is expected to be one big announcement, one that's also very serious, that's hopefully going to shed some light on the case.
They discovered that they had not been allowed to be transparent, and they believed that the only way they could be was to resign and come forward.
Attorney Bill Cycli speaking to Local 4 about the announcement soon to be made by two former board members in Oxford Community Schools, Tom Donnelly and Corey Bailey.
They believed that this whole shooting could have been prevented. Certain things were followed, policies and procedures.
New facts are set to be revealed about how school officials handled the threat leading up to the tragic school shooting on November 30th, 2021.
What they're doing is coming forward with information that they were told they could not reveal to the public.
Everything that will be released publicly Monday has already been communicated with the parents of the victims.
Emotionally, it was a difficult conversation for them to be engaged in. People left in tears, and some kind words and expressions were sent to Tom and Corey. But this is hard stuff.
But why did it take this long? Apparently, communication had to stop because of several other agencies involved, complicating the transparency.
You get teams who come in who are not directly related to the school district, and they take over things like messaging, they take over loss prevention.
Neither the Oakland County Prosecutor's Office nor anyone from Oxford Community Schools could comment on the matter. Either way, another chapter will open in this book that's still being written.
The failures that occurred at Oxford that they'll be talking about tomorrow should be avoided. Every single school district in the state is at risk for this.
And no new lawsuits are expected to come from this announcement, but once again, it will play out at 1 p.m. on Monday, and of course we'll keep you updated on what happens. Victor Williams, Local 4.
Time now for a check of the weather, as it was a washout for much of the day across Metro Detroit. Forewarned meteorologist Brian Sherman joins us now with a look at what we can expect to start our work week.
Hey there, Pamela. Good evening, everyone. Yeah, today pretty much was a rain out for everybody with widespread rain. That rain has moved off to the east, and Exact Track 40 radar is dry heading into the overnight hours tonight, and I'm expecting us to stay dry at least through the first few days of next week. A chilly overnight right now, 41 here in Detroit, 38 right now in Howell, as well as over in Pontiac, and 40 right now as you're working over into Adrian. Wind chills are in the 20s and 30s just because it is a tad bit breezy heading outside overnight tonight. After that very healthy dose of rainfall today, 1.04 inches of rain today at Metro Airport, 1.19 inches in Monroe, and over an inch in Adrian. Near an inch today working into City Airport as well as in Mount Clemens. Lighter amounts off to the north and west, and we're going to add more rain onto that as we go into the middle of the upcoming week. The last of the rain well off to the east now into Canada towards 8 o'clock this evening. Cloud cover left behind for the majority of the state, and that'll be the trend as we head throughout our Monday. Temperatures on the chilly side of things, 30s in the morning, only warming into the mid-40s tomorrow afternoon. But we've got more rain and gusty winds on the way by the time we get to Tuesday and Wednesday. I'll break down what you can expect in your complete 4-1 forecast coming up in just a few minutes. And with that in mind, download that Forewarn weather app. Now's the time to get that. Exact Track 4D, all of our model products, everything you need to stay ahead of the weather. You can find it searching WDIV in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Pamela?
One person is dead after a chase ends in a crash and a shootout with police near the Detroit-Dearborn border. The chase started this afternoon when officers tried to stop a car involved in a missing persons case. The driver later crashed in the area of Tireman and Normile. As officers approached, there was a shootout between the driver and the officers. Police say the driver died from a gunshot. They also discovered a body inside of the trunk. This isn't the first shooting to happen recently in that area, and those who live nearby say they're on edge.
I'm kind of scared because, my kids walking to school and the school is down the street, and I always worried. Every time I hear a shooting, I think about my family and kids. I don't want anything to happen to them.
A passenger is in the hospital with injuries from the crash. Police say the situation may be connected to another out-of-state homicide investigation. No officers were hurt. Also on Detroit's west side, an accidental shooting leaves one teenage boy dead. It happened around 5 this morning on Mark Twain near West McNichols. Police say a teenager was playing with a gun when it went off, hitting and killing another teen. They say the boy who shot the gun was also hurt. He is in stable condition. In the past few weeks, it seems as if Detroiters have been unable to escape yet another series of shootings. Just last night, 3 teenagers were shot at a Sweet 16 party on the city's west side. Our Grant Herms takes a closer look at the spike in violence.
Now, this story started with the shooting at that birthday party, but we decided to take a step back to ask the questions about this recent string of shootings. What is going on in our city, especially with so many teens caught in the crossfire or as targets themselves? Overnight, another tragic shooting in the city of Detroit. 3 teens, a 17-year-old and 2 15-year-olds, shot by an unknown gunman while leaving a Sweet 16 party on the 19,000 block of Joy Road. It's the latest of 8 shootings we've covered on air in just 10 days. In all, 13 victims, 7 of them teenagers, beginning with the Campus Martius tree lighting, where 2 15-year-olds were shot in the heart of downtown. Detroit Police Chief James White arriving on scene shortly after.
It's an unfortunate situation, kids with guns, and you bring a gun to a party, nothing good can happen, right?
Less than 24 hours later, a community activist who worked against violence in his community was shot and killed at a gas station on 8 Mile in Greenfield. 2 days later, 2 more teenagers were shot outside Henry Ford High School. On Thanksgiving, 2 men killed in separate, unrelated shootings, one on San Juan, the other on Vaughn. Then again, over the weekend, 2 more men shot at a gentleman's club just off 8 Mile and Van Dyke. In Local 4's recent reporting, police were still searching for a suspect, or it was unclear if an arrest had been made in nearly every shooting. The shootings are a shocking marker as the city heads into the holiday season after a year where the FBI said violent crime, including shootings, fell 17% compared to the fall of last year. But this recent string of shootings has eerie echoes of the violent start to 2022 in the city, where there had been a wave of child shootings. A dangerous start to the holiday season in Detroit, with few answers about what's going on. Now, we did reach out to Detroit police, but they said they didn't have anybody to talk to us today. They said they might have somebody to talk to us tomorrow. If you have any information about any of these shootings, you are asked to call Detroit police. In downtown Detroit, Grant Herms, Local 4.
Thousands of Americans facing delays today as they head back home from the Thanksgiving holiday. Severe weather systems are bringing widespread rain and snow across several U.S. regions. At last check, over 6,100 flights have already been delayed in and out of the U.S. About 173 flights have been canceled. That's according to the flight tracking website FlightAware. Here at home at Detroit Metro, 147 flights have been delayed with only 1 cancellation. AAA had forecast nearly 55 million people plan to travel 50 miles or more from home this Thanksgiving weekend. Still to come, it's a big day tomorrow for online shoppers. Find out what you need to know for Cyber Monday. Also, coming up, a sharp reminder of why getting it right matters so much. You'll want to hear what made the difference for this mom when she was hit by another driver with her 2 little girls in the car.